Hi, I'm Tracy Christensen. Welcome to Community Connection. Our hearts go out to those forced to flee the trauma of persecution, violence, and war. In our community, organizations such as Utah Refugee Center are working with refugees and providers to help ease the burden of displaced people. With us today is Amy Harmer, Director of Outreach for Utah Refugee Center. Thanks, Amy.
Thanks for having me, Tracy.
So tell us about refugees in Utah. Who is here and who needs help?
Well, we have a lot of refugees here in the state. Sometimes we don't realize that there are over 60,000 refugees of all different stages of transitioning to living here all throughout our communities. Most of them are centered in Salt Lake City, but there's a lot of great people from a lot of different countries that have been forced to flee that are now here making their way through learning how to live and how to be a part of the community here. So they're all different stages.
And what's something that you've learned as you've worked with them? I mean, what kinds of things are the hardest for them in that transition?
I think we make a lot of assumptions that their life is going to be so much easier and better here, which it is, but there's a lot of transitions that they face. If, you know, we have some refugees that come from highly educated backgrounds that have been here a long time, and then we have refugees that have never held a pencil and never been in a formal school setting. So you have to be careful not to clump them all together because their experiences and their backgrounds are so different. But I've loved being engaged with refugees because I find that there's beautiful things in each of them, and they're an amazingly resilient group of people. I think it would be easy to be just huddled up in a ball after some of the things that they've been through. And what I find so unique is once refugees get to being independent, they want to help other people. So, you know, it's not uncommon to see someone that's been here several years doing lots of good for people that are just newcomers.
It's kind of paying it forward with the things that...
And one of my favorite things about my job is I get to be a connector. So I kind of feel like an old-time telephone operator that gets a phone call and someone says, hey, I would really like to do this with refugees, and then I try and connect them to the right place, and vice versa. We collaborate with a lot of different organizations that provide help to refugees at all different stages, and they'll call and say, hey, we have a need for such and such, and then I go out into the community and find that. And one of the ways we do that is we have an app that you can download on your smartphone called Serve Refugees. And in that app, you're able to look at over 10 different ways to learn about local refugees, 10 ways to get involved as a volunteer, and 10 ways or more that you can give to refugees. So you can find what feels comfortable to you. You may not have time to mentor or teach English, but you could maybe pick up an extra pack of diapers. Or you could maybe put together a holiday gift, or you may feel comfortable, you know, teaching a skill to a refugee. So the app is really awesome because you can match up what you feel comfortable doing with things that are needed in the community.
That's a great tool, and it's called Serve Refugees.
Serve Refugees, and you can download it on your smartphone. And then we also have social media feeds called Serve Refugees. So on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, where you can go on every day and see what the projects constantly change based on the needs, get inspiration, become more informed about refugees in the state of Utah, and be inspired to know what to do.
That's wonderful.
It's awesome.
That access and information you're giving, because I think a lot of people want to help and they don't really know what
Well, and
to
the
do.
more information you have, the better the inspiration of what you can do. But if you don't know where to go or what to do, and you don't have any information, then it's pretty hard to know what to be inspired to do. And there are a lot of people that have unique gifts and talents, and they don't really know how they could be a blessing to refugees. But if you start to see what other people are doing, it makes a huge difference. So it's awesome.
Awesome. Serve Refugees. And thank you very much for being here, Amy.
Yeah, pleasure to be here. Thank you.
There are many ways we can help our fellow men and women live safe and happy and productive lives. To learn more about the Utah Refugee Center and how you might help, you can log on to our website, KBYU11.org, and find more information. Thanks so much for joining us on Community Connection. We hope to see you again soon.